A plane flies over the bright sunny sky. All the storage containers are rushing to get the luggage to their destinations. The people have crowded the lobby walking here and there. Among them, we see a man with a really bright Hawaiian shirt walking towards the exit. A medium-stater woman with a curly hairstyle was also walking with them. And in the middle of them stood a young man with a large suitcase and a fanny pack on his back. All three of them came out of the airport as a family, a father, a son, and a mother. The father exclaimed that the air in South Korea is really different after all that. The mother chuckled a little bit, saying to him to not talk like this, otherwise they might be in trouble. But the young men shouted out to both of them as comrades, asking that did they really need to wear such stupid clothes like these? The lady patted on the young man's head, gently calling him out. Hugging closed, the old lady calling her son as handsome young man warned that he also cannot talk like that over here. A few bit later, the family gets on a taxi to leave the airport. They see many wonders like the Seoul Tower, the Spiral Tower, and some crazy big towers. The old man keeps on at them in full excitement. All of the people in the taxi are affected by father. The mom is chuckling, the son is annoyed, and the taxi driver is in an amicable mood looking at his excitement. Taking off his shades, the old man starts to laugh and shouts, asking that whether are all of the buildings in South Korea this tall. The mother stayed in her amicable mood, while the son was absolutely annoyed. The taxi driver burst out laughing, asking the old man that did he visit Seoul after a long time? The old man answered in excitement that this was the first time them visiting Seoul. This completely surprised the taxi driver. Before he could even say anything anymore, a hand came at him from his behind. It was the mother's hand. She used it to grab the seatbelt and yank the old man back while trying to hide by saying that how beautiful these buildings were. The taxi driver couldn't understand what happened and just got even more confused. Turning around using his side eye, he sees that the old man is just sitting quietly looking outside without any movements. The mother tries to break the silence by chuckling for a little bit more. But the young man just kept on frowning and looking outside. After a while, they reached their destination. It was a really high skyliner with 2 towers. The mom appreciates at how wonderful this place of living was, to a shock which the dad replied that that house costed more than $4 million. Hearing the money amount, the young man just thought how amazing this was. Just as they were walking at the building, a person in a police uniform walks up to them. A security personnel walked up to them asking that what unit were they trying to visit because they cannot enter these houses without the visitor's pass. All 3 of them studied the person for a little bit while the mother tried to ease the tension by giving a bow. With a big smile, the dad pointed towards the very top, saying that they wanted to visit the top floor, the biggest house that was their home. Hearing their position, the security personnel got absolutely shocked. The mother clarified that they were new to this area and they had just moved in last month. But the security personnel just kept on sweating buckets. The next scene then cuts to the wide-angle shot of the Seoul's International High School. In the class, the teacher introduced the young man, telling everyone that a new transfer student was here to join them that day. The other kids were slightly surprised hearing that he was a transfer student but not an exchange student, which is what normally happens. This news woke up everyone in the class, even till the very back bench. The teacher explained that just the fact that he was allowed into their advanced class should be enough to tell about his qualifications, and asked everyone to get along. The teacher then turns towards the young man, asking him that what he was waiting for. Was he not planning on introducing himself? The young man took a brief silence before introducing himself. After the brief pause, the young man started. His name was Kang Ji-yeon, and he requested everyone to take care of him. A girl sitting at the back of the class exclaimed at how cool he was. Kang Ji-yeon was just her type. The class friends started to giggle, saying that how Lee Ara got an eye on him now. The teacher then reminded everyone that they do not have much time, so insisted on starting right away. Kang Ji-yeon walked towards one of the chairs, pulling it back, sat beside a guy with a brown hair. The brown hair guy and his friend were eyeing our new guy, ominously. The teacher asked Kang Ji-yeon whether was he going to be able to keep up with the materials because this was second year, second semester. Kang Ji-yeon just stayed silent and didn't say anything. Hearing no response, the teacher wrote a problem on the board and asked him whether he could come up to the board to solve it. Without even getting up, Kang Ji-yeon just gave the sum a look, and a moment later, while still seated, blurted out that the answer was 224. The teacher got shocked at such a prompt answer from him. The other students in the class started to solve the sum in their copy to cross-check it. The first one to solve raised up his hands to inform the teacher. While looking back in absolute shock, he told the teacher that Kang Ji-yeon was correct. The teacher still could not believe her eyes that Kang Ji-yeon was able to solve such a high-level problem mentally, that too in such a short time. The brown-haired guy looked towards him in shock as well. The front benchers also could not contain their shock. Lee Ara gave out a big grin, thinking that how he was even more of her type now. Oblivious of all of this attention coming towards him, Kang Jeon just kept on sitting quietly. But one thought kept on running in his mind, that he will definitely complete his mission. Here we see the start of a flashback with a very young and scrawny Kang Jeon, panting really bad. He kept on running without stopping while police officer kept a watch on him from behind. Then he is seen with a lot of high-level books trying to study at the same time. Same as before with armed police officer keeping an eye on him. Even big weapons like knife were not out of the question for Kang Jeon's practice. Kang Jeon used the knife to attack a tree, repeatedly practicing its patterns. One officer kept an eye on him. Then 3 targets on trees were shot absolutely precisely next. By this point, Kang Jeon had grown into a young man with absolute precision and strength. Unlike his previous before self, he could now easily run without panting heavily at all. Looking at this, the scarred-faced police officer just kept his head down. But Kang Jeon just stood silently, still panting a bit. Both of them got locked for a little while in a stalemate, just standing quietly doing nothing. Instantly, the next second Kang Jeon dashes towards the officer with knife in his hand to attack him. But the officer blocked his knife and instead rebounded with a kick which Kang Jeon had to use his arm to stop from hitting his face. While Kang Jeon came down a little bit, using that opportunity, the officer routed his knife towards Kang Jeon's temple. The knife was just a little bit from absolutely piercing Kang Jeon's eyes. But using his quick reflexes, Kang Jeon jumped down, avoiding the knife's swing. But he was unable to avoid it completely since the knife sliced his forehead anyways. As they rebound, both the officer and Kang Jeon swiped the blades at each other. The head called out and said to Agent 7 that a mission has been assigned to him, and the location of the operation zone was South Korea. But the officer visibly warned him that this mission might take at least 10 years or even more than that. His mission was to infiltrate the South Korea's upper class. Kang Jeon was shocked at the mission. The officer further continued that he had to build the best connection in politics and economics. After he had made all his best connections, his mission was to wait for the party's orders. A sweat dropped down Kang Jeon's temple upon hearing the severity of the mission. The officer shouted one last time to him that did he understand or not. Kang Jeon instantly saluted and shouted, "Yes, sir." As he was saluting Kang Jeon, he noticed that 2 other officers started to walk towards him. Among those 2 officers, one was a burly man in his 40s. Another one was a lady in her Hwang Woo Youngs. The officer ordered him that they are going to be his comrades in completing this mission. Kang Jeon turned around to see the comrades in question. Both of the officers bowed their head in unison, as if they are agreeing on something. The head officer, holding his cap as a sign of respect, bowed down in response. But Kang Jeon did not bow down at all. Instead, he just stood there looking at both of them menacingly. The both comrades understood his response and turned their face sour. The male officer held his cap, hiding his face. Coming back to the present, the father was looking out of the window onto the city skyline, while the mother was walking towards him. She asked him that will Kang Jeon be able to be fooled? The father realized that she was standing behind him, so he turned around. He turned around to see that the mother had one really sad expression, as if she was about to cry. He grabbed her hand, assuring her to not be hasty and have patience. They needed to go slow because for now, just getting Kang Jeon out of that hellhole was enough for them. We come back to the school where we see that a bunch of students have gathered around Kang Jeon, with one of the girls saying that Lee Ara has her eyes on him. Confused, Kang Jeon looked around to find the person that the girl told him about. But the 3 girls kept on pestering him, asking him why did he transfer at this time of the year, or how did he transfer here, or where did he transfer from. Their questions kept on getting more and more personal. Like one of them told that he came from abroad, so his father must be in a Ministry of Foreign Affairs like England or America. But Kang Jeon could not answer a single thing and got completely overwhelmed by this barrage of questioning. Next moment, someone else also walked towards Kang Jeon, while all of the girls surrounding him suddenly gave her way and bowed in respect. This was Lee Ara. She walked up to Kang Jeon with her hands on her hip. She gave a warm smile to Kang Jeon, saying hello to him and introduced herself by saying her full name first, which was Lee Ara. Now, instead of allowing him to speak, she overpowered him, saying that his name was Kang Jeon, was it not? Kang Jeon just kept on glaring at her without answering anything. Kang Jeon suddenly went into a deep thought and we see a flashback scene. On the top of the table, Kang Jeon was examining some documents about Lee Ara. which had all her for infos and information written. Without the word, Kang Ji-yeon kept on just examining the documents. Next moment, the dad comrade entered the room holding a stack of more papers. He said that these were more target files that he needed to study, and this was much more than they had anticipated, so he should take some caution. Saying that much, he dropped the stack onto the floor. Seeing this, Kang Ji-yeon gave a big thank you. But the father, comrade, asked him to first change his tone of speaking. Kang Ji-yeon was visibly confused as to what he was talking about. The father comrade clarified that he needed to change his way of speaking because he needed to come off as if he was a person from here. Explaining himself, he asked for a confirmation whether Kang Ji-yeon understood or not. Without dropping his glare even for a second, he agreed to him. After the flashback ended, we come back into the current time. He recognized Lee Ara because for him, Lee Ara was the #1 priority target. Lee Ara was among the 1% of the 1% because she was the daughter of the South Korea's largest corporation, Samjong Group, which is a multinational company which was the #1 market cap. His mission was to maintain good relationship with Lee Ara because he can someday extract some Samjong Group's personal secrets. Seeing Kang Ji-yeon so silent for so long, Lee Ara asked, "That is you always like this? Always tight-lipped like this?" Kang Ji-yeon, reminding himself of his mission, ready to himself. Thus, he also called out back to her. She pulled out his phone towards him, asking him about his Instagram account, so that she can follow him. Kang Ji-yeon was absolutely stun-locked in place at this request. Looking at his reactions, the girl got curious that whether he did not own an Instagram account. One of them even speculated that he might have come from North Korea. Giving a big sigh, Lee Ara gave out her hand asking for his phone so that at least she can have his number at the very least. But little did he knew, just how unprepared Kang Ji-yeon was before coming to this mission, literally did not even have a phone. Both Lee Ara and other girls got concerned at his reaction, but they had to assume the worst, that he did not even have a phone. Drops of sweat kept on pouring down Kang Ji-yeon's face. He absolutely terrified that his mission might be over before it even started. Lee Ara could not understand what she could say. She just looked around and asked, was he some kind of caveman that he didn't even own a phone? She just looked at him in disappointment, not saying anything else. After staying for a while, she turned around and walked away. Kang Ji-yeon was absolutely petrified. He saw his mission crumbling in front of him even before it had started. The two guys in the corner did not let go of his mishap and kept on laughing at him. The other classmates were also talking with each other how he did not even have a phone. Some of them speculating that his parents might be super strict. And suddenly, without him doing anything, every single one who was crowding Kang Ji-yeon walked away. Kang Ji-yeon just kept on clenching his hands, not knowing what he had to do. Realizing things he had missing on Instagram, a sense of self, being accused of being from North, the first thing he realized that he required was a cell phone. After the school got over and he started to return back to his high-rise apartment house, the only things that were raising his mind was Instagram, cell phone, North Korea, Instagram, cell phone, North Korea, on repeat. He was walking like a zombie on road without even realizing what was happening around him. But suddenly, there were some loud sounds around him. Kang Ji-yeon turned his head around to see what had happened. He saw that many bodyguards were standing at the door of super rich cars waiting for someone. Just as he was looking around, a classmate of his walked past him. A young lady with long black hair walked past him towards one of the rich cars. She was just fiddling with her hair without even looking anywhere. Her eyes were stuck to the ground. Kang Ji-yeon recognized this person as the priority 0, even above priority 1, Lee Ara. But before he could even do anything, a massive bodyguard came in front of him, covering his view. This bodyguard was way bigger and way taller than he could ever scale up to. As if mocking him, the bodyguard turned around his face looking at Kang Ji-yeon below. But Kang Ji-yeon did not let the size difference scare him. He also looked back at the bodyguard with the same ferocity. While all of the guards were surrounding, one of the guards opened the door of the Lexus, requesting her to step inside. One by one, all of the bodyguards got inside the luxury car. And in front of him, Lee Ara walked with her bodyguards towards another luxury car. The bodyguards bowed to each other, thanking each other for their hard work. All of the girls got into the cars. All of the bodyguards also got into the respective vehicles, and the entire train of luxury cars started to roll away. The cars rolled away while Kang Ji-yeon was just standing there staring at them. He was just surprised at this stock view of difference in wealth, and looked at them with a confused expression. Just he was about to move. Suddenly, a hand came at him towards his face with intent to harm him. It was the side kid with the brown hair. He swiped his head around his face, asking him to move. But Kang Jeon was able to use his fast reflexes in order to remove his head in time, thus avoiding getting hit. The brown hair guy got shocked at his reaction speed and was like, "What the hell is this?" But Kang Jeon absolutely did not say a word and just looked at him silently, gritting his teeth. The guy told him that he was really annoying to him, but it turns out that this kid was also a super rich kid, and the bodyguard bowed down to him, thanking him for his hard work that he did at the school today. Kang Jeon saw this brown-haired guy and his bodyguard walk towards one of really costly Mercedes G-Wagon. After all of the rich kids have had left, the rest of the students started to cross the road to go to their houses. Kang Jeon just stood there silently processing everything that he just saw now. But then suddenly, a guy with a bowl cut covering his eyes called out to him asking him for something. Kang Jeon, from his information brochure, remembered that this guy was Jang Dong-woo. He was the grandson of the Minister of Justice who was the representative of the Hansen law firm. And his father was the Seoul's #1 district prosecutor who was a candidate for prosecutor general. His mother was also chief judge of Seoul High Court, so basically the entire law family in just one. He told to him that the road this way always becomes really hectic because of all these rich kids going back to their homes. Kang Jeon just looked at him silently. And also, since he saw that Kang Jeon did not have any kind of car, he offered to keep him a ride back home. Kang Jeon took a minute to think about this offer, whether he should accept it or not. Seeing his reaction, Jang Dong-woo thought that maybe he overstepped his boundaries. But Kang Jeon accepted his right, saying that he would be grateful for it, which made Jang Dong-woo really happy. While riding to his house, Jang Dong-woo asked that where did he wanted Kang Jeon to drop him off. And without thinking much, Kang Jeon just answered that he wanted to be dropped off at Banpo Blue Tower. Hearing his house, Jang Dong-woo gave a really big smile and said that he lived in a really nice place as well. He introduced himself as Jang Dong-woo, his full name, and Kang Jeon did the same as well. Jang Dong-woo instructed a driver to drop him off at the tower and then take both of them to the academy back. The driver gave him a slight nod as a respect. All of them were quietly riding in the car, whereas Jang Dong-woo was continuously fidgeting around, nervous about something. Turning around, he called out to Kang Jeon, while still fidgeting and nervous. He asked Kang Jeon that the math problem earlier that he was trying to solve. How was he able to do it that fast? Kang Jeon took a second to recollect that what the heck was Jang Dong-woo was even asking about. But in the next instant, he instantly backtracked, shouting sorry that he asked him that. He was just amazed that he was able to solve the sequence problem mentally and so fast. Jang Dong-woo told the reason he was so nervous and so excited is that he was really bad at math. But seeing this as opportunity, Kang Jeon asked Jang Dong-woo that did he wanted him to tutor directly? Jang Dong-woo could not believe what he just heard. Kang Jeon clarified himself that he is willing to teach him, and with that he will also teach him to solve it mentally. Hearing this, Jang Dong-woo started to beam with excitement, continuously giggling the way after realizing that he was going to be tutored by Kang Jeon. Although he was not smiling internally, he was chuckling to himself, thinking that this might go really smoothly after all. But like an idiot, he instantly asked Kang Jeon, that was it really the case that he did not even have a phone or used Instagram? Kang Jeon was just stun-locked. In the other side of the road on Lee Ara vehicle, the blue Rolls-Royce, Lee Ara was going along with her bodyguard, who was also her driver. He called out to him to ask something. He responded that what did she wanted to know? Lee Ara informed the bodyguard that there was a kid who transferred that thing and that she wanted to know what kind of kid this was. The bodyguard, wanting to assess the danger of the situation, asked if she wanted him to use the investigation department to investigate him thoroughly, but she refused. But she refused a heavy kind of investigation. She said that she just wanted to know if this new kid was someone to be safe around with her. Without asking anything else, he assured that he will have the report ready by that night. Lee Ara just kept on smiling in her mind. Back at Kang Jeon's home, the mom comrade gave Kang Jeon a really warm welcome, calling him out her son. Kang Jeon was shocked at this reaction from her. He could not understand what the hell was happening. But without breaking her character, the mom comrade told him that if she greeted him first, he should also greet her back with something warm like, "I am home from school, mom." But the dad, comrade, stayed quiet and just kept on reading the paper. But Kang Jeon was just stunned. But a moment later, with a really embarrassed face, he told her that he was back home from school, making fun of his embarrassment. The mother also started to speak it really loudly. But then diverting the topic, she started to push him and asked him to go check out his room. Kang Jian could not understand what was happening, but the mom assured that he will realize once he sees it. The moment he went into his room, he was absolutely stun-locked. It was a really beautiful study room with a neat desk with the boxes and colorful decorations everywhere. On his table, there were 3 devices, 1 laptop, 1 tablet, and 1 smartphone for him to use. This bed was a beautiful bunk bed with a ladder on the side. There were many posters on the wall, along with a musical keyboard on the side. Looking at the room, Kang Jian asked that were they allowed to waste all of their operational funds like this? But the mom kept on giggling loud. She said that it was all important for the mission because they needed to show off that their family was incredibly wealthy. Kang Jian went to the table to look at the electronic devices he was gifted. The first thing he picked up was his smartphone. Kang Jian just keeps looking at the smartphone while his mom keeps giggling, but was a little confused as to what he was trying to do. Turning around to her, Kang Jian asked her if she knew what Instagram was, calling her ma'am. The mom also looked at him cluelessly, not understanding what was he asking about. But then suddenly, the dad came out from the back with a smug look on his face. Pointing at himself with a big smile, he acclaimed that he was going to teach him about Instagram. The mom giggled at this enthusiasm. But Kang Jian was confused. But on the other side of the city, we see a girl extremely sweaty after a heavy workout at night. This was Lee Ara. She was working out, running at night, trying to sweat herself. But after a while, she noticed someone standing to the left of her. It was her personal butler/secretary/bodyguard who bowed down, showing respect to her. He gave out a document to her which showed the information of Kang Jian's father. His name was Steve Kang. He was the second-generation Korean-American CEO of a cryptocurrency 11 coin, which was known as the world's top 5 cryptocurrency. His current asset is estimated to at least Hwang Woo Young billion won, or even more. Other than the report, the secretary added some information by himself that, even beside coins, it was a company that has grown rapidly in the past 10 years in security and networking in America and Japan. The headquarters were in America, and China was also showing interest as well. But Lee Ara did not say anything. She just gave him a big and closed the report. The secretary once again suggested that, do they need to investigate more thoroughly? But Lee Ara, putting his file aside, said that there was no need for it anymore, because he looked decent enough to be associated with, so it was okay. This chapter starts from a new day at the Seoul International High School. Kang Jian has put his cell phone proudly on the table as to show everyone. He tries to garner some attention by chuckling to himself from time to time. But he was successful because his chuckling caught the attention of Lee Ara, who looked behind to see what was Kang Jian laughing about. But the moment she turned around to see Kang Jian, he was sitting quietly, as if nothing had happened. He kept on stealing glances left to right to see if anybody was even noticing his new phone or not. Lee Ara understood what was Kang Jian trying to do and kept his light smile on her face. A moment later, Kang Jian caught Lee Ara staring at him. And seeing that Lee Ara was looking at him, he proudly pulled up his new phone to show it off to her. Lee Ara gave a complicated expression in which she was amused, pleased with how Kang Jian was acting. Jang Dong-woo congratulated Kang Jian on getting a new phone with a big smile. But the next moment, both of the side guys put a shoulder around Jang Dong-woo as if to intimate him. The brown-haired guy made fun of Jang Dong-woo about being too close with Kang Jian. He was surprised at how both of them had become friends already just on the second day of the school. Jang Dong-woo, with his nervous personality, agreed that he and Kang Jian were friends with each other because Kang Jian agreed to help him in mathematics. The other long-haired guy just kept on staring at Kang Jian without saying anything. Kang Jian returned the favor by staying silent as well, fully silent. Patting his head, the guy said that he knows that he needs to study hard, but for now he has some business with this new guy, so he needed to be left alone for a while. Jang Dong-woo did not answer anything and just kept his head down silently. A moment later, he got up from his stool and left quietly without making any kind of fuss. Now that he was alone with Kang Jian, the guy just smiled creepily. But Kang Jian kept his face completely plain without any kind of emotions on it. Remembering all the information from the information set that was given to him, Kang Jian recognized this person to be Go Jin-siok. Go Jin-siok was the second son of the Go Young clan, which was the leader of the Liberty Party and 4-term National Assembly members. There were a political heavyweight who ran number 1 in the presidential approval ratings. Standing next to him was Hwang Woo Young. Hwang Woo Young was the eldest son of the chairman of the Daejeon Group, which were ranked 13 in the business world. Daejeon Group focused on the global sports industry. Kang Jeon started to smile after being able to get close to so many high-ranking people. So to capture the opportunity, Kang Jeon offered to teach match to both of them, hoping that he could get close in the process. Both of the guys just gave a nasty frown at this remark. Hearing this, he walked away from the room commenting on how to make the guy a little bit less annoying. Saying this, Hwang Woo-young put his hand on Kang Jeon's shoulder trying to explain him something. Bringing his head closer to his face reminded him that the most important thing here is to know someone's place. One should just stay quiet and not stand out. Hwang Woo-young growled this onto Kang Jeon's face, but Kang Jeon did not respond at all, trying to get any kind of response. Hwang Woo-young digged his fingers on the Kang Jeon's shoulders. Kang Jeon understood the severity of the situation and started to get tensed. Kang Jeon finally got tensed and responded by releasing all of his fighting spirit in the classroom. Concentrating his bloodlust, he looked towards Hwang Woo-young, readying himself for attack. Using his palm, he made it into a sort of a chop and attacked Hwang Woo-young's neck in one swift motion. Kang Jeon's attack digged deep into Hwang Woo-young's neck, which left him coughing and in shock. But it turned out that Kang Jeon was just imagining all of this, and in reality, he was just keeping his anger in check. Instead of attacking Kang Jeon calmly, ask him that what did it meant to not stand out in the first place. Hwang Woo-young asked that what was he talking about? Without answering, Kang Jeon took his hand and held Hwang Woo-young's hand, which was on his shoulder. And he gripped Hwang Woo-young's wrist with all of his strength as if to crush it. Hwang Woo-young instantly felt the pain surging in his body. And within moments, he was brought down to his knees by just the grip strength of Kang Jeon alone. Hwang Woo-young could not understand what the hell was happening. But with a smile while still gripping his hand hard, Kang Jeon asked, "That is this how people from South Korea become friends?" While all of this was happening, Go Jin-siok was quietly watching everything from the corner of the room from his seat. And he was absolutely not happy at what was happening in front of him. Not being able to withstand anymore, Hwang Woo-young whipped his hand out of Kang Jeon's grip, freeing himself from the pain. As a retaliation, Hwang Woo-young rated his punch for Kang Jeon's face, shouting that Kang Jeon has a death wish now. Kang Jeon absolutely did not react to the punch coming towards his face, but he just looked towards the corner of his room, which had a big camera. Seeing the camera, he instantly got reminded to a flashback in his father comrade was saying that in South Korea, there are video recording devices in almost every single place. Saying that he showed a control room of sorts which showed video feed from literally every single alley, roadway, and mall. Father Comrade then navigated to a certain video feed that he wanted to show. He pinpointed a video stream that was directly coming out of his own class. Kang Jeon could not believe where this video was coming from, to which Father Comrade reassured him that it was from his class. Using the console, he started to navigate to some more feeds like the basketball courtyard, the teacher's common room, the auditorium, the library. Showing these feeds, Father Comrade started to laugh really hard, saying that how it is almost too easy to break into places like these. Wanting to show his appreciation, he started to call out Father Comrade by his own name, excited at how amazing he was. But Father Comrade stopped him in his track, reminding him of the way he was talking, made him stand in attention while ordering him to fix it quickly. He also told him to absolutely not resort to violence because everything is recorded and can be used against him. Coming back from the flashback, he avoided the punch to his face by dodging his head towards the side. And for the retaliation attack, he grabbed both of his hands on the table edge and pushed it really hard against Hwang Woo-young's stomach. But Hwang Woo-young also regained his balance back by grabbing another table. After Hwang Woo-young regained his balance, both him and Kang Jeon got stuck in sort of a stalemate, in which both of them were standing still. Hwang Woo-young's forehead veins pop out just from the anger of being humiliated like this. But before Hwang Woo-young could do anything else, Lee Ara came in and shouted and stopped everyone in the tracks. She shouted that are they of so low class that they need to be like barbarians right now. But Go Jin-siok cut in saying that the new transfer student did not know the rules. That's why they were trying to educate him into the rules. So that's why Lee Ara shouted out all of them to stop, because doing this made all of them look pathetic. Even Hwang Woo-young too. Clenching his teeth, Hwang Woo-young warned Kang Jeon that he was going to settle this later. But with a mocking smile, Kang Jeon started to ask is it going to be just both of them alone? When are they going to do that? Hwang Woo-young just stayed quiet and moved away. The class returned to somewhat of a normal situation. Seeing that his relationship with a 4-star recruitment was turning sour, He was wondering what he could do right now. The next class started with a pretty foreign teacher coming in to teach English. But Kang Ji-yeon was still worried that his relationship with Go Jin-siok was degrading as they were talking, wondering what he should do next in order to repair it back. Seeing the new face, the man asked Kang Ji-yeon whether he was okay with keeping up with the English language or did he need to use the native for some help. Smooth as a butter, he answered that he was completely fine talking in English. Hearing his pronunciation, the teacher was visibly shocked at how good it was. She asked that, how did he got so good in English? Kang Ji-yeon answered that he attended an international school in New York. And now he has transferred to Korea in order to support his father's business. Everyone was amazed at how good Kang Ji-yeon spoke, but the one who was especially impressed was Jang Dong-woo. Listening to this, the teacher asked everyone that all of them should talk to Kang Ji-yeon from now on, because it will help them to improve their skills, and his pronunciation was really American accent-wise. Hearing all of this praise, Kang Ji-yeon started to gloat a little bit in happiness. Lee Ara also smiled, looking at the scenes unfolding in the class. But the same could not be said for some people sitting in his class. Go Jin-seok and Hwang Woo-young were absolutely losing their mind upon the praises of Kang Ji-yeon. The same three girls who crowded Kang Ji-yeon before came back, one of them commenting that his accent is even better than teachers. One of them tried to guess where he came from, guessing that he was from New York perhaps. All of them overcrowded him, asking him why he did not talk about himself yesterday when they were asking about him. Kang Ji-yeon was completely locked in this situation. To change the conversation topic, pulled out his phone, giving it to the middle girl. Not understanding what to do with it, she took it from Kang Ji-yeon. Then it got to the hand of Lee Ara, who took and examined the phone. She exclaimed that it was from her company. So that's when she approved of his decision with a big, bright smile. Kang Ji-yeon started to really gloat a lot, thinking that he was gaining success and understanding the society a little bit now. He started to gloat so much that he even called himself a star, but Lee Ara answered differently. She started to scroll through his Instagram post. One of them was in front of a gate, another one in front of the Eiffel Tower, another one through Oceanic Island, and the last one was through a walk place. But the problem was every single one of them stood at the exact same position. Knowing something was up but hiding her face, she exclaimed that how harmonious family it was. Hearing this, Kang Ji-yeon drank his own spit. Then, with a somber expression, he agreed with her, gleefully inside thinking that it was all because of his father comrade who was the North Korea's best computer expert. The next chapter starts at the end of the day when everybody is going back home. Kang Ji-yeon looks around trying to find the location of the two luxury cars which took both of the girls back home. But he was also waiting for his own car because his father said that this day a new car comes for him today. Just like the previous day, the black-haired girl crossed him today as well. And then Lee Ara. But before going, she waved back at him, wishing to see him the next day. Kang Ji-yeon was being smug about how the daughters were starting to show interest and affection. But then Hwang Woo-young put his hand on Kang Ji-yeon's shoulder, saying that he should be going with them. At this point, both Hwang Woo-young and Go Jin-seok were standing beside him waiting for him, while shouting out that what do they want with him. But Hwang Woo-young warned him not to ask many questions and just sit in the car while he was asking nicely. Kang Ji-yeon thought that this might be actually a recruitment policy for being able to complete the mission. So without questioning much, he just walked towards them towards the G-Wagon. But then suddenly a hot rod vehicle started to scream and come in from somewhere. Everybody turned around to see what vehicle was making that noise. It was a classic power muscle car making that loud noise. It made some rough turns and then stopped right in front of Kang Ji-yeon's school. A lot of smoke came out of the car and everybody was just standing watching. After a loud pop, the door opened to show that Kang Ji-yeon's dad comrade had come to pick him up. Everybody was just quiet. They could not believe the thing that they saw in front of their eyes. Even Kang Ji-yeon himself was completely shocked by it. Thinking that his son might not have heard him, that comrade shouted even louder that his dad has come to pick him up. Without a single word, Kang Ji-yeon just strapped towards his dad comrade. He went near him and started to whisper something in his ears. That comrade understood what he was trying to say and just said, "Oh, okay." And he shouted out to everyone that he made another friend, and that he was planning on going in a friend's car. Kang Ji-yeon just gave out a big sigh. Understanding what his son wanted, he instantly put his car in his gear and revved it. Speeding his car towards his house, he told that he is going to meet him at home. He then left the place at very high speed. Kang Ji-yeon once again gave out a big sigh. He turned behind to see his friend's reactions. Both Hwang Woo-young and Go Jin-seok were just fuming that he absolutely needs his education. After his dad went away, Kang Ji-yeon got together with Go Jin-seok and Hwang Woo-young into their car. Both of them were completely silent and just sitting in the car. Kang Ji-yeon started to wonder that where they were heading to. But Hwang Woo-young's head veins were continuously popping because of his rage. The car stopped in front of a really high-rise, luxurious building. Kang Ji-yeon got off the car to see what building it was. It was TJ Sports' multi-rise building. Go Jin-seok walked on, instructing both of them to go by themselves because he will be late for something. Kang Ji-yeon just stood there wondering about the situation he was in right now. But then suddenly the bodyguard told that outside the school he was ordered by Go Jin-seok and Hwang Woo-young that he will not leave Kang Ji-yeon's side at all. Kang Ji-yeon was surprised by this renovation and did not understand what the heck they were planning to do with him. The guard started to walk in a certain direction, instructing Kang Ji-yeon to follow behind him. Inside the building, there was a big training ground in which many boxers were fighting. Kang Ji-yeon wondered if this was some sort of a training ground. A person came up to him and bowed down, showing respect, and Hwang Woo-young asked that whether the cage number 3 was cleared as he had requested earlier or not. With a worried smile, the person replied that his wish had been granted. Hwang Woo-young then ordered the person to not let anyone in until he was inside. The person then started to whisper to Kang Ji-yeon to just apologize and say that he was always wrong no matter what, and he is going to call him an ambulance, so it would be nice if he could pass out really fast. Hearing about ambulance, could not understand what this person was talking about. But then hearing about the cheater chatter, Hwang Woo-young shouted out to Kang Ji-yeon that why was he not coming out after him? Kang Ji-yeon realized that this was not a friendly, amicable meeting. In front of the ring number 3, Hwang Woo-young started to get ready into his fighting apparels. While the bodyguard and Kang Ji-yeon stood there, Hwang Woo-young took off his school uniform shirt and put on his boxing gloves. Kang Ji-yeon was staring at the equipment that was being laid bare in front of him. But then suddenly, from over the balcony, Go Jin-seok came in and started saying that it has been some time since somebody came in with such a serious expression. Keeping the serious stone, Kang Ji-yeon arched. Go Jin-seok. That was he going to spar with his friend Hwang Woo-young. Go Jin-seok was confused about what kind of sparring was he talking about. But then he also started laughing, saying that in a way it could be called sparring. Kang Ji-yeon just stared at him without replying, creating a really creepy smile. He said that if he understood the rules, he should sign the document right now. Kang Ji-yeon got confused for a second at what signing was he talking about. But then Hwang Woo-young started to point at a paper stuck in a board on a table. Seeing the document, Kang Ji-yeon walked forward to see what was written in the document. In the document, it was written with bold letters that the sparring match was mutually agreed upon competition. So no party can hold each other as responsible for any kind of physical damage that occurs, whether severely or criminally. Kang Ji-yeon got concerned at the terms of this agreement. Realizing what he actually meant by the spar, he looked towards Hwang Woo-young. Kang Ji-yeon once again confirmed that he really wanted him to sign on that agreement. Go Jin-seok with a cheesy smile shattered from the balcony. That was he scared or something? Kang Ji-yeon angrily looked at him angrily. With an extremely ugly face, Kang Ji-yeon told that if he caught on his knees and barked like a dog, he will let it slide for this once. Kang Ji-yeon's rage kept on increasing. Go Jin-seok got confused at why Kang Ji-yeon was not reacting to his threats. Was he weird in his mind or something? But instead of answering yes or no, he just asked one thing. Did this place have any kind of CCTV recording? Both Go Jin-seok and Hwang Woo-young got stunned a little bit by this unexpected question, saying that he signed the agreement. While signing the agreement, Go Jin-seok warned him again that he was an idiot for signing it because Hwang Woo-young was one of the top Korean championships, and if he beats him up, he is genuinely dead. But Hwang Woo-young over there keeps on cracking his knuckles in anticipation of beating Kang Ji-yeon up. But in an unexpected turn, instead of walking off, he signed and handed it over to Hwang Woo-young. While opening up his clothes, he asked him to sign it as well. Using his fighting spirit out of his body, he urged Hwang Woo-young to hurry up. After getting into his fighting stance, he started to crack his neck. Kang Ji-yeon also got into his fighting stance, taking off his sleeves wearing boxing gloves. The entire time he's preparing himself, he stays quiet, not a word. Hwang Woo-young makes fun of him that how quiet he is, as if a guy who is frozen in fear, giving a big smug smile as if he knows that he is going to win. Inside the ring, both of them get into the fighting stance. Hwang Woo-young starts to stretch out his muscles. But the only thing that is going on in Kang Ji-yeon's head right now is that what does he need to do now? He starts to imagine some battle techniques. In the first, he imagined giving a jab right into Hwang Woo-young's face. But this would instantly break his face with permanent damage, so he discarded that. For the next one, he imagined dodging the first punch and going to the side, and giving hard uppercut jab to the ribs. But that also had a chance of internal organ rupture, so he discarded that as well. Next, he discarded trying to poke out his eyes. The next, he discarded trying to hit out the groin. Next, roundhouse, kick to the skull. But that would leave his lower jaw broken with permanent mouth damage. So once again, just like before, discarded this as well. Breaking the knee bone was also not allowed. So he was stuck in predicament on how to educate Hwang Woo-young without actually seriously hurting him. But Hwang Woo-young starts first using its right hand to perform a right hook right at Kang Ji-yeon's face. But to him, the punch looked as if it was coming at him in slow motion. So with ease, he was able to dodge the punch without even putting in much effort. For his next attack, Hwang Woo-young reduced his left fist for a straight punch. For his next attack, Hwang Woo-young readies his left fist for a straight punch. But for Kang Ji-yeon, this punch also came in as super slow. Thus, he was able to easily dodge that punch just as before. Hwang Woo-young started to get worried as how he was able to dodge all of his punches without getting hit even once. But Kang Ji-yeon maintained his stoic nature without even a small hint of emotion. Both Go Jin-siok and the bodyguard got shocked at this display of fight. Go Jin-siok was especially confused as to what was happening. Changing his tactics, Hwang Woo-young took a few steps back, and he got himself a safe distance from Kang Ji-yeon. Jumping on his leg, Hwang Woo-young asks Kang Ji-yeon that did he ever participate in any kind of sports before? But Kang Ji-yeon does not answer at all. Looking at this silence, Hwang Woo-young started to get angry, asking that why was he mute since earlier? As if mocking him even more, he makes an even more emotionless face. This causes a vein to pop out from Hwang Woo-young's forehead. Shouting in rage and bringing up his right fist, he screams that, "What was that expression?" But just as Hwang Woo-young was about to reach Kang Ji-yeon, a flash of lightning flickered from bottom left towards Hwang Woo-young's face. That flash of lightning was Kang Ji-yeon's hand. He used his palm to give a chop to Hwang Woo-young's face. Hwang Woo-young was completely astounded at what just happened. Not only Hwang Woo-young, both Go Jin-siok and the bodyguard were completely off-thrown by this progression of events. Now, blinded by rage, Hwang Woo-young started to shake, cursing Kang Ji-yeon. But Kang Ji-yeon kept his stoic expression, readying his punch for the next attack. Enraged Hwang Woo-young runs out holding his punch, shouting that maybe Kang Ji-yeon has death wish. But just as before, in a swift and quick motion, another chop comes and hits his other cheek. Hwang Woo-young gets staggered in his stance, trying to gain his composure back, but Kang Ji-yeon was absolutely chill, without even sweating a bit, not learning his lesson. Hwang Woo-young starts to scream 1 second that he is going to kill Kang Ji-yeon. But before he could even finish the sentence, another slap came flying right towards his face, this time completely throwing his balance off. Hwang Woo-young started to lose his consciousness slowly and slowly. Then finally he put his knee to the ground, falling down. And thus Hwang Woo-young was KO'd in just 3 slaps. Sweat did not stop running down the face of Go Jin-siok and Hwang Woo-young, who witnessed this turn of events. As the mocking declaration, Kang Ji-yeon announced that there should not be any kind of major problems because he tried to go easy on him. Seeing that his task was over, Kang Ji-yeon opened up the cage door to leave. But Go Jin-siok shouted it out to him to stay right there. Kang Ji-yeon could not understand that what was his problem now. He could hear Go Jin-siok running down from the balcony. Jumping off from the balcony, he walks straight towards Kang Ji-yeon. Walking towards him, he exclaims that from this moment on, he is going to keep Kang Ji-yeon as his right-hand man. Kang Ji-yeon could not understand what he was talking about. As a confirmation, Go Jin-siok asked his bodyguard if Kang Ji-yeon was really strong, but the bodyguard could not even utter a word. Here a confused Kang Ji-yeon asks Go Jin-siok that what does a right-hand man even does? Without answering much, Kang Ji-yeon just goes up to him and says that it is just a good position to be his right hand. Because he must surely know who Go Jin-siok's father is, doesn't he? Kang Ji-yeon nods with a silly expression. Putting his hand around Kang Ji-yeon's neck, Go Jin-siok asked him to go with him to a fancy restaurant where he will treat him dinner. Kang Ji-yeon was confused because according to him, even without doing anything, how was everything going according to the plan? At night, Kang Ji-yeon returns back to his place, calling out to his mom that he is home. Sitting across the room, his dad comrade asked him that was able to make some nice friends. He replied yes. Dad smiled upon hearing this, and Mom asked him that did he want to eat dinner. Kang Jion said that he didn't want to because he had already had eaten with a friend, so he will just go and rest today. Both of the parents were concerned at what kind of behavior this was. Going inside the room, Kang Jion just plopped himself onto the bed, giving out a big sigh. He started to think that how it was not easy at all to complete this mission. We cut back to a few hours ago where we see that Go Jin-siok and Kang Jion are having dinner in a super high-class restaurant. Cutting a high-class steak, he asked Kang Jion, "That was this not place really beautiful?" Because this is a place where lots of families come together. Giving out the spoon and food to him, Go Jin-siok asked Kang Jion to eat a lot. Accepting the generosity, Kang Jion put a piece of meat into his mouth, but he was absolutely flabbergasted at the taste. The meat started to melt in his mouth. Go Jin-siok started to laugh at what kind of stupid expression Kang Jion was making. Kang Jion thought back at the previous expression Go Jin-siok made and could not believe that this was the same person a few hours ago. Then Go Jin-siok started to explain the job to Kang Jion. He said that being his right-hand man was not that big of a deal. Kang Jion instantly gulped on his own saliva on the sudden change of topic. Kang Jion explained that all that mattered was that they tried to stomp on kids who try to climb up the ladder and set them down. Although he did not need to worry because there were none like that right now. But putting another piece of meat into his mouth, he said that he is not going to beat up weak kids for fun. But Go Jin-siok corrected him that it did not matter because weak kids did not try to climb up and dethrone him in the first place. But Kang Jion also argued that that was not the case with Jang Dong-woo. Go Jin-siok tried to recall about who Kang Jion was talking about. Then he got reminded about Jang Dong-woo, the black-haired guy who has his eyes covered with hair. Kang Jion agreed that that is exactly who he was talking about. Go Jin-siok started to laugh really loud, saying that why did Kang Jion think that Jang Dong-woo was someone weak? Go Jin-siok explained that Jang Dong-woo was not weak at all. In fact, he was Jang Dong-woo's errand boy back in middle school. Kang Jion got surprised at this sudden twist of events. Go Jin-siok tried to explain what a shuttle was. A errand boy. He was just someone who worked for someone, a loser, gaining back a serious face. Go Jin-siok started to explain that Jang Dong-woo's family is Korea's top legal family. His dad is the Central District Prosecutor General, one of the top positions. And this was before Go Jin-siok's father became the party leader. Back then, because of his low standing, he had to watch Jang Dong-woo's every moves and do what he told him. Kang Jion was absolutely astounded at this turn of events. With a somber expression, Go Jin-siok said that this is what living in Korea is like. A place where your parents' power becomes your own power. Kang Jion just looked surprised and did not say anything. His usual mute demeanor. Coming back to the present time, he realized something once more. This mission is not easy at all. While he kept on sighing in his room, Kang Jion realized that someone was at the door. He got up to see who was it. His mom and dad were standing at the door, quietly worried about Kang Jion's demeanor. Kang Jion were stunned for a second and could not understand that why they were standing like that at the door. Showing signs of concerns, both the father and mother comrade asked Kang Jion that whether something was wrong, because if he was having some kind of hard time, he could just come and share it to them. Kang Jion stayed, just as silent, his usual quiet demeanor. Collecting himself and getting up, he told both of them that nothing was wrong and it was all fine. Both of them opened the door and walked normally in. But it was clearly evident that both of them were not at all satisfied with his answer. Kang Jion realized that he was not going to get away with just saying that it was all fine. Moving his eyes to the side, he started to talk about his problems. Kang Jion said that South Korean society was too complicated. It was too different than what he was taught about. The parents just stayed quiet at his confession, just like his son. Fighting with his fingers, he started to say that how it was not easy to adapt at all. With a stern demeanor, the father comrade said to not talk like a weakling. He asked Kang Jion, did he forget who he was? Kang Jion got stunned at this astounding wave of realization. At this point, father comrade had a really stern and grim face. Kang Jion got shocked at looking at this face of his father comrade. Standing up in the attention position, he shouted that he was absolutely sorry and he will make sure that nothing like this ever happens again. Hearing this brought a small smile in the faces of his mother and father comrades, and Kang Jion was looking more determined than ever. And at that night, He got onto this computer in order to search everything about South Korean society. Using his computer, he searched everything about the South Korean society, about the music taste, about what shuttle was, about how money worked, everything. He started to absorb all of the data into his mind, and he reminded himself that he is the North Korea's anti-South Special Operations Shadow Unit top agent. Any kind of failure in his mission is absolutely impossible. Both of his parent comrades started to smile at his newfound confidence and discipline. The scene then cuts to the next day at school, where he is sitting behind Jang Dong-woo. Here, Jang Dong-woo realizes that Kang Ji-yeon was staring at him since a little while back. A little bit worried about Kang Ji-yeon, Jang Dong-woo asked that after yesterday, Hwang Woo-young took Kang Ji-yeon to the fighting arena. Everything was okay or not. Even after being told face front, he could not believe that this derpy-looking guy was a gang leader once. So he thought of, instead of beating around the bush, he decided to ask him directly. That was he once a gang leader in the middle school? Jang Dong-woo got absolutely shaked at this question. Kang Jin said that he was told by Go Jin-seok that Go Jin-seok was his errand boy. Jang Dong-woo started to panic by saying that that was when he was young. He did not know much about the world. He is absolutely not like that right now. But Kang Ji-yeon reassured Jang Dong-woo do not worry because he did not keep a errand boys like that. And giving a thumbs up with a smart smile, he told that he and Jang Dong-woo are friends. Jang Dong-woo could not understand what was happening, so he just gave up. Kang Ji-yeon was getting smug to himself at how amazingly natural that friend's line delivery was. Jang Dong-woo could not say anything other than just quietly said yes. But in the next moment, Go Jin-seok crossed the class going to his seat. Jang Dong-woo recognized him and instead turned away his face. Go Jin-seok also did not respond and quietly went to his way. Continuing his self-proclaimed flawless act, Kang Ji-yeon assured Jang Dong-woo that everything is going to be okay, because all of them are going to be true friends now. After that, Go Jin-seok called out to Kang Ji-yeon, asking about him. Kang Ji-yeon turned around to see Go Jin-seok, who was already sitting at his table looking for a response. Giving an amicable and friendly smile, Kang Ji-yeon asked Go Jin-seok if he got home safely the last night or not and thanked him for the meal because he had a heartily full stomach. Go Jin-seok gave back an amicable smile as well. The rest of the girls in the class were absolutely surprised at this interaction between the two of them. This was not just limited to the rest of the girls, even Jang Dong-woo himself was surprised. Add in the front bencher high scorers as well. Kang Ji-yeon got up from his stool, walking towards Go Jin-seok, saying that next time he is going to treat him as well. Go Jin-seok pointed to the seat towards his right, telling Kang Ji-yeon to go sit there instead. Looking at that seat, he realized that it was Hwang Woo-young's seat that Go Jin-seok was offering to him. Looking at the hesitation in Kang Ji-yeon's face, Go Jin-seok got confused and asked that why was he not sitting? What was he waiting for? Kang Ji-yeon took a little bit amount of time to process the changes that was happening in front of him. He realized that in front of him a change of hierarchy was going on, which means he had instantly become number 2 within a day. He proudly walked towards the seat, and walked and sat on it with a very big smug face. And as a victory calling, he gave out a big chuckle which sounded through the entire class. Kang Ji-yeon was absolutely gleefully laughing in his mind that how everything was going according to the plan. A little later, we see the English teacher is teaching English to the entire class about reading some poems. Next, a really old teacher was teaching the kids about the geography of their country. And the class kept on going on without much problems. But Kang Ji-yeon realized that Hwang Woo-young had not come to school and his seat was empty. Looking at the empty seat, Kang Ji-yeon started to get worried and started to think that he did not hit Hwang Woo-young that hard, that it would be that serious. But the next scene cuts to the building of TJ Sports. Within the entire courtrooms, loud banging noise was heard throughout the court. In the middle of the courtroom, in a cage, Hwang Woo-young was planking while shaking in pain. But then someone hit his waist extremely hard with a wooden sword and Hwang Woo-young screamed out in pain. The pain caused him to writhe on the ground while holding out his stomach. While he was groaning in pain on the ground, someone shouted out to him. That was he so pathetic that he could not even handle one simple task properly. It was an old man who was holding a wooden sword who told him to get himself into the special. It was Hwang Woo-young's father who was the group of the TJ Sports. He growled at how much money he had spent on Hwang Woo-young already for him to be pathetic like this. One of the secretaries requested the chairman to stop hitting him, because he has understood already. Stopping hitting him, the chairman ordered Hwang Woo-young that the family will be having the president in the next election. So he ordered him to stay close to that bastard. told him that if it was necessary, then he should butter him up till the ends of the earth. Turning away, he told Hwang Woo-young to walk away because he was unable to stand looking at him. Just looking at him made him angry. Hwang Woo-young stood up on his own and just contemplated in anger about everything that happened up till now. While Hwang Woo-young was walking away from the cage, the chairman asked the secretary about the Kang Ji-yeon's family. He asked the secretary if he had looked into Kang Ji-yeon's family once more, and he wanted a report on what kind of family it was. What was its power and position in society? The secretary answered that Kang Ji-yeon's family was the owner of a multinational company which deal with cryptocurrency coins and security programs. Hwang Woo-young's father could not understand what was he talking about and asked that what kind of coins he was talking about. The secretary added that the market capital of the company was pretty strong as well. The chairman then asked the secretary to invite Kang Ji-yeon parents on a dinner with them. Surprised, but then asking for the next step, the secretary asked that where they should arrange for the dinner. Giving an extremely scary-looking bloodlust-filled smile, he told to arrange the dinner in this very gym. The secretary was confused at what his chairman was trying to do. But then giving up understanding, he just bowled down and said that his wish will be granted. The chairman started to mumble under his breath that how dare someone with no background start to butt into other people's businesses. Back here at school after it was over, Lee Ara gave Kang Ji an amicable smile and told him to meet tomorrow. The bodyguard then bowed down to Lee Ara, congratulating her off her hard work, while she also bowed down back to him. But then one of the bodyguards turned his head towards Go Jin-siok and Kang Ji-yeon, who were walking together now. Thinking of whether he should or should not butt into any other business, but then ultimately choosing to give a small advice, he told Kang Ji-yeon that he should try to take care of his parents. Kang Ji-yeon got confused and could not understand that what the bodyguard was talking about. But then Go Jin-siok crossed Kang Ji-yeon, wishing him a good night and wishing to see him tomorrow. But as the bodyguard and Go Jin-siok were walking towards the car, Kang Ji-yeon could not help but think back on what the bodyguard was trying to say to him about trying to protect his parents. After a little while, a red-hot rod came in front of Kang Ji-yeon. Inside it, Kang Ji-yeon's dad, Comrade, was sitting and inviting him to get inside the car. Looking at this, Kang Ji-yeon just gave out a big sigh. At the dinner table, both of the father and mother comrades were laughing while eating their meals, but Kang Ji-yeon was silent as usual. He was not involving himself into the conversation and was just eating his meal. The mom was also talking quite giddy, but in the middle of the meal, the doorbell suddenly rang. Everybody was confused as to who was at the door. But Kang Ji-yeon's mouth were completely full with meal like a chipmunk. But then both of the parents went to open the door at the same time. At the door, Hwang Woo-young's father, secretary, was standing here, greeting them, "Good evening," with a bow. The secretary introduced himself that he was from the TJ Group, secretary office. Hearing the introduction, Kang Ji-yeon froze on his spot, but the father and mother warmly welcomed both of them. Kang Ji-yeon could not understand that why was Hwang Woo-young's group secretary coming to them for the first time. Without beating around the bush, the secretary said at face front that their group masters, young masters, was assaulted by Kang Ji-yeon. Hearing this, all three of them got stunned in their places. Next moment, both of them turned their head around to Kang Ji-yeon, wanting an explanation on what happened. Kang Ji-yeon had no idea on what to say right now. He was just sweating buckets, reassuring them that nothing was wrong. The secretary added that the chairman had no idea of escalating this matter any further, but they just wanted to eat dinner with him. All three of the family members broke into a smile, with the father saying that kids like these get into fights like this all the time. Hurrying them up, the secretary asked that if they have time, then they'd be able to go now. The father readily agreed that yes, they should join them in dinner right now. Kang Ji-yeon was worried that what was going to happen now, but holding back his worry, he started to walk with them for the dinner. But Father Comrade sternly told him to stay at home and not come with him. Both Kang Ji-yeon and Mother Comrade were shocked at him saying this. As the secretary and Father Comrade walked away, the door slowly closed behind them. The Father Comrade reaches the Hwang Woo-youngs. Father reaches Sports high-rise building along with the secretary. After inside, the secretary guided Father Comrade towards the chairman's room. Both of them walked to where the chairman was sitting on the side of one of the cages. The chairman saw that instead of the entire family, only Kang Ji-yeon's father came with the secretary. With an angry smile, the chairman said that his kid was pretty badly beaten up by Kang Ji-yeon. Was he not? Giving a confused, smug face, the Father Comrade just stayed quiet. The chairman got off the cage and started to walk towards Father Comrade, asking him on the way that what can he do to compensate himself. Keeping a steady smile, Father Comrade then asked the chairman that what did he wanted from them. Because if there was something they needed, they can just ask for it. He told Father Comrade to transfer his kid to another school, then he will let it slide. Still with a big smile, he refused that it was going to be difficult because it was his mother's wish to send their child to the best school in Korea. So they had to work really hard to get him in. The chairman gave a big sigh and started to walk towards Father Comrade. Showing off the size and stature, he threatened him that he should agree to his terms while he was being nice. Seeing this, Vien started to pop out from the chairman's face in rage. Now, Father Comrade also got serious. He said, "Do not create something that will cause problems and regret to both of them." But before he could even complete his sentence, the chairman punched Father Comrade in his face. But he did not flinch. Instead, he kept on looking at him with the same deep expression. This difference in expectation versus reality threw the chairman confused, looking at Father Comrade. Over the next time, he kept on eating punches and punches without stopping. The chairman beat Kang Ji-yeon's father so much that he was brought down to his knees. Grabbing him by his hair, he brought him near to his face. He once again gave him a stern warning to transfer his child immediately. Because if he did not, then the chairman will make him unable to set foot on this land ever again. Giving him his warning, he bashed his head down onto the ground, beating him up. The chairman told the secretary to give him plenty of medical expenses and settlement money. The secretary took the father and dropped him off at their apartment. Before dropping him off, the secretary handed out 3 huge amount of money checks. The secretary told that these are the checks for his medical expenses. Father Comrade just looked at the checks with the somber expression. With a mocking expression, the secretary told him that was this not enough, warning him that it is not going to be fruitful if he goes and reports it to the police. Because the TJ company sponsors most of the police, Father Comrade turns around silently, saying that now that would be necessary. As he starts to walk away, the secretary once again reminds him that even the medical expenses are not needed, were they? But with the angry expression, he grabbed those away from the secretary's hands. Battled and beaten, he starts to walk towards his apartment while the secretary behind just looks at him silently. Before going back, both the secretary and a guy with him made a snide remark. The father compared them slowly dragged himself back to the house. The father compared them slowly, dragged himself back to the house. Kang Ji-yeon sprang back up upon looking at his father Comrade. He just kept looking at them with their battered eyes. Both Mother Comrade and Kang Ji-yeon years just left shock at the condition he was left in. Kang Ji-yeon sprang back up in order to help his father, but he insisted on leaving him alone. Kang Ji-yeon was absolutely worried, whereas his mother behind was looking angrily. She was so angry that she started to release her bloodlust everywhere. He ran back into his room, starting to clicking over at his computer. Opening his console with a lot of windows, he started to curse at the chairman, cursing him that he did not even know who he was messing with. With a face determined with rage and pain, he wiped off the blood coming off his mouth. The next scene starts at the TJ Company headquarters, on the topmost floor. In one of the rooms. Calm music was being played from one of the music systems. The chairman was sitting in his office listening to music while drinking his tea. But just as the chairman was chilling in his office, the secretary banged on the door, shouting that there was a big problem that was occurring. Confused, the chairman asked the secretary that he did not know how to knock. Why was he trying to make such a fuss in the morning? With extremely scared expression, the secretary told the chairman that all of the company servers were down. Confused, the chairman once again asked the secretary that why was the IT team doing nothing about this, but the secretary shouted that the IT team's computers were down as well. And he kept on adding stuff like the portal rush down as well, and all of the refund inquiries kept on coming in from the sales link. The chairman was shocked. Suddenly, the chairman's phone started to ring. Picking up the call, he answered, waiting for something ominous to come. But then suddenly, another group of people told him that they had an enormous problem. One of the accountant group called him to say that the bank suddenly contacted them saying that all of the accounts were frozen. The chairman was absolutely going mad with rage. The chairman was astounded and confused as to what was happening. And amidst all that chaos and mess, the light rolled in. This chairman was completely unable to understand what the heck was happening, not knowing what to do now. Then suddenly, someone came in from his room, from the next room. Thinking that it was his secretary, he asked that was there any way to fix all of this mess at once. Confused as to why nobody was responding, he turned around to see who it was. It was the mom comrade who was standing there in a black leather outfit. Confused, he asked who was she. What were the security guards doing that they let random vendors in? She answered coldly that she had put everyone to sleep. And she also said that all of the CCTVs were down at this moment. Everyone was asleep. Even the random security guards were asleep. Standing up to show his stature, he cursed that what was this lady was saying. He was stressed enough already. What was she trying to do now? Not even a moment later, she grabbed his collar from his side and slammed his head on the table below. Getting his head hit on the table, he was unable to understand what was happening. Pulling out something from inside her leather jacket, she threatened to the chairman, saying that he did not even know who he was messing with. The chairman started a sweat looking at the thing she just pulled out of her pocket. It was a syringe filled with neurotoxin. While the chairman was absolutely sweating, worried and unable to move. The mom comrade said that normally she kills everyone, but because of him she was not going to. Taking the syringe, she plunged it right into his carotid vein on his neck, saying that it will instead keep him asleep for 3 years until their own kid graduates from the high school. The last thing the chairman sees before passing out is the mother comrade's demonic eyes. The next day came on as if nothing had happened, and Kang Ji-yeon got ready to go to school. Before going, he told his parents that he was going off to the school. But since there was no response, he turned around to see what had happened. His dad was sitting there with a battered face and a side expression. But the mom came in to give him a heartfelt goodbye, and the dad got up and waved his hand as well. Kang Ji-yeon started to apologize that because of him all of this mess had occurred. But the mother gave a big smile, saying that he was her son and he did not need to worry anything about it. His mom and dad solved everything, so do not worry and go to school. Kang Ji-yeon was confused as what they were talking about, but the mom just kept on giggling and dad wiped the table. The next scene starts at the school university campus. Everyone was sitting quietly in their classes talking about small things. As they were talking, Lee Ara's attention went toward Kang Ji-yeon, and she gave him a big, bright smile and waved her hand. Kang Ji-yeon also smiled and waved his hand back. But inside his mind, he was thinking that how in South Korea parents get involved into kids' matter at any moment. This is absolutely not the same in North Korea. While he was lost in his thought, Go Jin-siok called out to Kang Ji-yeon to say him that something happened. Go Jin-seok told Kang Ji-yeon that Hwang Woo-young's father had collapsed and the company was absolutely shaking as well. Kang Ji-yeon got absolutely shocked listening to this because he knew this was not a coincidence that such a thing happened right after the clash with Hwang Woo-young. Kang Ji-yeon further on went to say that Hwang Woo-young's father collapsed because of a stroke or a heart attack. Kang Ji-yeon understood that this was not correct and something had happened. Just then it clicked that this is what they meant by saying that moment that had solved everything and do not worry and just go to school. Even then, he started to shake his head, thinking that this was too far-fetched of a coincidence. While he was stuck in his own thoughts, Lee Ara came and called out to him. She came to ask him that what was he planning on doing this weekend. Go Jin-seok asked Lee Ara. Was she okay on inviting Kang Ji-yeon to her birthday party? Lee Ara agreed that it was a good choice and gave the invitation to Kang Ji-yeon. Go Jin-seok made a complicated expression towards Lee Ara. Kang Ji-yeon was a little bit surprised at her inviting him to her birthday party. She recited herself to make sure that he wanted to come to her birthday party this weekend. Kang Ji-yeon gave out a big smile, saying that he will go to her birthday party this weekend. She was also happy and then weaved him back and went away. After she invited him, Go Jin-seok turned his head around to look at Kang Ji-yeon. He just stayed quiet and looked at him with a complicated expression. But just the next moment, Hwang Woo-young came walking into the class without his usual demeanor and with a stagger in his steps. Seeing Go Jin-seok and Kang Ji-yeon, he shuddered in his own place. Both of them did not even notice his presence. Kang Ji-yeon was just sitting at his table, and Go Jin-seok was running on his phone. Out of concern, Lee Ara turned towards Hwang Woo-young and asked if his father was okay, but he did not answer and just walked past to them. He quietly went to his designated spot, which was empty, and he sat down without even saying a word. Hwang Woo-young had a really sad expression on his face. Kang Ji-yeon stared at Hwang Woo-young for a little while. After the school was over, he was waiting at the bus stop for his father. He was wondering why he did not come since it was already time for him to come, but instantly got reminded of the injuries he had sustained the previous night, and he realized that because of his injuries he might not be able to drive a car to take him home. So he started to walk towards his bus stop to the house. But just a moment later, one of the girls called out to him. It was one of the front bench's students group. They asked if he was going home alone today. Then inviting him like this surprised Kang Ji-yeon quite a lot, but holding himself back, he answered that yes, he was going home alone today. Hearing that the middle girl invited him to come with them because they were taking a bus to the house. With a slight hesitation, he agreed to go together with them. With a happy expression, she started to introduce all of her friends to him.